Good morning, students. I welcome you all to your next mathematics e-lesson number 8. Today, we are going to start with the next chapter, square and square root, chapter number 6 from your NCERT. The topic which we are going to cover is square numbers and properties of squares. Now let's see what is a square number. When a number has been multiplied by itself, we say that the answer is a square number. Let's get it clear with the help of an example. 1 multiplied with 1 is equals to 1. 2 multiplied by 2 is equals to 4. 3 multiplied by 3 is equals to 9. So here we have different number with us 1, 2, 3 and so on. When we multiply it with itself, we get the result and this result is known as the square numbers. Let's have look on the same concept once again. We call square numbers as perfect square also. Here we have a natural number is called a perfect square or a square number if it is the square of some natural number. Example, here we have 1. We all know that 1 is square of 1. 4. Again another square number. It is a square of 2. 9. 9 is square of 3. 16. We all know that 16 is square of 4 and so on. So we can say that 1, 4, 9, 16, 25 and so on are all perfect squares. Let's have a look at the square table. Here we have squares of 1 till 24. We find out the squares of 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, all natural numbers. When we are getting the squares of all these numbers, we can see it on the screen that all these perfect squares are ending with 0, 1, 4, 5, 6 and 9. But the digits 2, 3, 7 and 8 all are missing from these perfect squares. Let's come to the properties of perfect squares. Let's come to the first property. A number ending in 2, 3, 7, 8 is not a perfect square, or we can say a number ending with 1, 4, 5, 6, 9 may or may not be a perfect square. Let's get this property clear with the help of an example. We have a number 8457. The number is ending with 7 or the digit at unit place is 7. We know that the numbers ending in 2, 3, 7, 8 is never a perfect square. So the given number is never a perfect square. Let's have one more example. 244. We can say as the number is ending with 4, so the number may or may not be a perfect square. Why may or may not be? Because I have another number 144. We know that 144 is a square of 12. On the contrary, 14. Again 14 is also ending with 4. But it is not a perfect square. So that's why we may say that the number which is ending with 4 may or may not be a perfect square. Let's come to the next property. A number ending in an odd number of zeros is never a perfect square. Let's get this property more clear with the help of an example. We have a number 10. The square of 10 is 100, means the number is ending with even number of zeros. Similarly, 20, we are getting the square of 20 is equals to 400. 60 square is 3600. 80 square is 6400. In all these examples, we can see that all these perfect squares are ending with even number of zeros. Let's have the next property. According to the next property, the square of an even number is even. Let's have even numbers. We know even numbers starting from 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. 2 square is 4, 4 square 16. Similarly, 6 square is 36, 8 square is 64. All these square numbers which we are getting are even numbers. So, the square of even number is always an even number. Let's have the next property. The square of an odd number is odd. Let's have an example. We have odd numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 and so on. The square of 1 is 1, 3 square is 9, 5 square as 25, 7 square 49. So we can see that the square of all these odd numbers are odd numbers. Let's come to the next property. Sum of first n odd natural numbers is equals to n square. According to this property, we are talking about all odd natural numbers, but it should always start from 1. Let's get this property little bit more clear with the help of an example. Without adding, find the sum of 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 and so on till 19. We can see that all these numbers are odd numbers. First of all, we'll count all these numbers. The value of n is equals to 10. We find out 10 square which is equals to 100. So therefore, we can say without adding, the sum of first 10 odd natural numbers is equals to 100. Let's come to the next example to get the topic little bit more clear. Express 121 as the sum of 11 odd numbers. Here we know that 121 is square of 11. So we'll use the same property that the sum of first n odd natural numbers is equals to 11. Here now the value of n is 11. So I will write down first 11 odd natural numbers starting from 1 till 20. Let's have one more example to understand the same property. We have here one pattern 1, again an odd natural number. 1 square is equals to 1. The next we have 1 plus 3. Now we have 2 odd natural numbers. 2 square is equals to 4. Further we have 1 plus 3 plus 5. These are 3 odd natural numbers. 3 squared is equals to 9 and so on. Let's come to the next topic. We have the next property. Between two consecutive square numbers n squared and n plus 1 squared, there are 2n non-perfect square numbers. According to this property, we have to find out the numbers lie between the square of the given two consecutive numbers. Let's get little more clear with the help of an example. I'm having two numbers with me, 25 and 26. As we know that 25 and 26 are the consecutive numbers. According to this property, I'll find out the value of n, means the smallest among them. After finding out the value of n, I'll multiply n with 2, means 2 multiplied by 25 will get the answer 50. Let's have one more example. How many natural numbers lie between square of the numbers 17 and 18? I have two natural numbers with us, 17 and 18. I'll find out the value of n. N means the smallest number among them. And the smallest number among them is 17. I'll multiply 17 with 2 and the resultant is 34. So the 34 are the numbers lie between. Now solve the given questionnaire from exercise 6.1 and get back to your concerned teacher. Thank you for today and have a nice day. Happy learning, students.